Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Mridanga, Namo Namaha, Jai Garanga, Jai Nishingadev. So it's Damadarastakam month here, and I figured we'll just keep plugging away on Lofa taal here. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but I've just been extremely busy and away for work and away for weekends, and just hasn't worked out lately, but today I have some time, so we're going to show a few more different mantras here. So we're going to continue on from where we left off. Last time we had the Dide Duggy Tigida Digida. That was the simple version. Then we showed the Dide Dugid Tigidaru Digida, showing the Udurus where you can fill those in. And now there's two more versions here for Lofa taal as well. So this one is a little bit more progressive on the bottom end. You're playing doogies, and then on the top end, you're playing a little bit of a different pattern as well. So this one sounds like this. Digga-day-da, 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 ticka-tay-ta, ticka-tay-ta, ticka-tay-ta. So it starts with the doogie. Dig, dig. So you're playing one finger closed, and then a doogie on the bottom. Digga, digga. So the bottom you're playing digga, 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 digga. And then the rest of it, so we'll show the bottom first here. So you have dig, digga, digga, da, and then you're just playing right where you left off. So the digga, 3 fingers hitting, dig, and you're pressing down with the whole part, not just here. The whole thumb is pressing down. Nice whoop. Digga-day-da, 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 digga-day-da. Right? Digga-day-da, digga-day-da, digga-day-da. So you have 3 here for your 6 in Lofa taal. Digga-day-da. Digga-day-da. You can close it up more. I like to have it closed. So this one you come digga-day-da. So keep the thumb, instead of playing from here for those last ones, keep the thumb pressed on for a more muted sound. Then on the top end, so the first is a T closed, di, 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 digga, digga, right? Digga, and then day is 3 fingers. So digga, day, and then da. So the whole time you're playing dun 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 here, so everyone's digga day da, right? So every time you're hitting the drum on the bottom end, digga day da, digga day da, digga day da, digga day da, right? Digga day da, digga day da, digga day da, digga day da. But only the first one is pressed down. The other diggas are all just playing at that top in that muted version. Digga, digga, day da, digga, day da, digga, day da, digga, day da, digga, day da. Right, so we want to do 3 of those. Digga, day da, digga, day da. Because you're in Lofa taal. If you're in Das Behara taal, you do 4. Digga day da, digga day da. Now, tikka tay ta, same thing on the top. Bottom end, you want to play with your K a little bit more onto the clay here instead of the hole. It's a little bit more muted sound. So tikka, so you're hitting more on this clay. So a K would normally be here. Now you're moving up and making a more muted sound here, hitting actually onto the clay. Onto the chakra here. Tikka-tay-ta, tikka-tay-ta, tikka-tay, like that. So tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta. Instead of tick-a-tay-ta, right? You don't want this loud sound. Tick-a. You want tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta. This is like a bhajan style. Tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta. Tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta. Tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta, tick-a-tay-ta. Like that. So the whole mantra looks like this. Dig-a-day-da, dig-a-day-da, dig-a-day-da. Day-da. Dig-a-day-da. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So you've got playing 3 here. Dig-a-day-da, dig-a-day-da, dig-a-day-da. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Right, and then we'll show the D highs later, and then right at that point you can start putting some simple D highs in. So that's the first one there. Second one is a different variation of that again. So you have D-Day Dugga, Tigga Tugga, Tigga Tugga, Teeny Taka, Ticka Taka, Ticka Taka. So we have D-Day Doggy, same. So this is a different version. So before we had Digga Day Da, Digga Day Da. Now we're back to the original way we were playing before. We're going D-Day Doggy, and then that is the press down. D-Day Doggy, D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Ta. So these are all doogies now, except for the starting. D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy. Now make sure that this T is closed and soft. D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy. And this is where you get to show off you being a professional doogie artist here in your Mridanga, if you're good with those. D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy. Again, onto the clay here. Teeny Toggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy. Hey Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy, Teeny Toggy, Tiggy Toggy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, so that's the bottom end. So let's look at the top end then. D-Day Doggy, D-Day Doggy, and then you've got Tigge Togge, Tigge Togge. D-Day Doggy, Tigge Togge, Tigge Togge, Teeny Talkie, Ticky Talkie, Ticky Talk. So all you're going is D-Day Dogge, D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy, right? So this soft, not playing super loud here. We're not going, this nice, beautiful mantra here. Don't overdo it. D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy. D-Day Doggy, Tiggy Toggy, Tiggy Toggy. If you want really strong doogies, you can kind of hold onto the Mridanga a little bit because you're not doing much here, and help for those press downs. So you're pressing in back onto the Mridanga. I'm kind of pushing into the Mridanga, not really taking my hand off here for these nice doogies. Teeny talkie. Teeny doggy, tiggy doggy, tiggy doggy, teeny talkie. So we'll see the top end now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. And then you can, so there's a D high there. Done. This one's done. Okay, so we'll look at one more here. This is a kind of more of like a raila that you'd hear at the end. A lot of people play some different versions instead of playing D-highs and stuff because people don't really know the D-high structure of Lofa taal. They just kind of play these double speed mantras that you hear at the end of Lofa. So here's one here, and then we'll play it also with a metronome just to help, you know, without cartels and everything, to keep it phrased, because once you double this up, then you have it written gere tere gena, naka tere gena, but when it becomes double speed, it's more like gere tere gena naka tere gena, because it's then grouped into 2, 2, and 2, and originally you're kind of thinking and practicing in threes, gere tere gena naka tere gena, right? So in order to get the flow of this, you have to play it very precisely, and you have to play it with a metronome at the start so that you're phrasing it properly, and then it's following into the right time signature of 6, because it's not written in a way where we're not grouping twos. I could write this, and we've got many mantras where you're like playing double speed, and it's just groups of familiar twos, you know, like tika taka, you know, let me see. Tika taka tere kete, right? 2, 2. Tika taka tere kete, tika taka tere kete, tika taka tere kete. So it's 2, 2, 2. Where here we've got gena tere gena, but then when you play it in double speed, it's actually gere tere gena naka tere gena, right? So it's a little bit different. So it's a bit more advanced, and it will also kind of have a different feel at the end. Where if you're able to play it properly, it's gonna almost feel like you're not really on the beat, but at the same time it's all fitting together. And there's mantras that Bablu's given me as well where you like add things into the start of a mantra and reverse the rest of it, so it's all kind of out of sync like this. And as long as you play it properly, you know, every time that new taal comes around after 6 beats, you're right on beat again, even though it sounds. So it's a little bit more of an airy kind of spacey mantra here where you're not really holding the beat in a very clear manner, but at the same time, it's still spanning across the 6 mantras perfectly as well. So let's have a look at this. Gere tere gena, gere tere, and we'll talk about hand practice here too. Gere tere gena, naka tere gena, naka tere gena, gere tere gena, re tere gena, naka tere gena, naka tere gena. So we're just playing 2 different things, putting 2 of them together in the middle, and then different parts at the start and the end. So it's just this gere tere gena, and then naka tere gena. That's all we have. But when you put it together, it becomes gere tere gena, naka tere gena, naka tere gena, gena tere gena, gena tere gena, naka tere gena. So we want to talk about, so watch my hand here too. Gena tere gena, naka tere gena, naka tere gena. See here, my hand's completely, so this, when we're starting for this gere, my hand's almost upside down. You have to get, so when you're talking about playing from the wrist, tere keita, like you have to really get used to swinging the wrist. You know, a lot of people just play from their fingers, from their finger joints, and they're losing all of the momentum that comes from being able to whip this whole hand around, starting from the shoulder and the elbow dynamics and having this whole hand move. So in order to play this the way that I'm playing it and quickly, it requires a lot of practice and a lot of understanding of how the hand dynamic works. Because in order to pull this off, not only do you have to get enough speed to come down for this geina tere geina, and the hand turns over, geina tere geina, right? Now, naka. Then you have to know how to come into that nak. Geina tere geina, naka. Naka tere geina, right? Naka tere geina. Now when you're coming, and we've taught this before, geina tere geina, naka tere gein. Now this na is 3 fingers because you're coming in. Anytime you have a na into a nak, you segue from 3 to 1. 3 to 1. So that na becomes 3 fingers. Geina tere geina, right? Geina tere geina, naka tere geina, naka tere geina. Now that last na is 4 fingers. Anytime there's a na without a nut coming up, it's 4. Anytime there's a na and a nut coming up, it's 3 fingers. Open. See? Geina tere geina. So let's watch the hand. Geina. See where? Geina tere geina. 3 fingers. Naka tere geina. Naka tere geina. Geina tere. Geina tere geina. Naka tere geina. Naka tere geina. See how we're just like conserving energy? It's just like a circle of power that you develop in the Mridanga. It's a circle of Shaktis that once you get that hand and that momentum, the whole thing just kind of circles and cycles through, and it doesn't really stop with these kinds of mantras. So when you start to learn how to play Mridanga properly and use the dynamics of your body and your wrist, it doesn't take that much energy to play quickly and play for a long time, because it's kind of almost like a cyclic, energy ball, as you can see here with the hand. And the Mridanga is also providing its own energy, and it's bouncing my hand off too from these naks and these tas, and there's constant energy coming in and out from the Mridanga. And if you play properly, the Mridanga almost gives you as much energy back as you put into it, and it starts to really kind of cycle through, and it's a lot easier to play. What was the other thing here? Yeah, I guess that's it. Again, learning how to be supple, not have your fingers, separated as well for all this. How to have all the right dynamics takes, I guess, really just Krishna's mercy after a while. If you pursue it long enough, eventually you kind of get it for whatever reason. But it is difficult. So let's look at this again. I just want to get the dynamics of the bottom. So you're just really emphasizing just the start, the ge, and also that gena. So it's like a gere tere, and then that gena is the strongest one. Gere tere, gena, naka tere, gena, naka tere, gena, gena tere, gena, gena tere, gena, naka. So that second ge you can emphasize a little bit as well. Gena tere, gena, naka tere, gena, naka tere, gena, gena tere, gena, gena tere, gena. And then the start, the ge, and the ke as well. You'll have a little bit better feeling for the dynamics as you play. You can also change them, suiting the mood a little bit better. So let's have a look here with the metronome here. Gena tere gena naka tere gena naka tere gena gena tere gena gena tere gena naka tere gena tere gena gena tere kena. So that's first speed. Now you need to have this all fit in to 2 cycles. Kena tere. So let's see here. So the ge is always hitting on the metronome, as I can see there, and the k for the start, and then the naka, then that next naka when you come gena te the gena naka te gena naka te the gena gena te the gena. Those are the 2 that you want to hit on 1 and 3. Gena te the gena naka te the gena naka te the gena gena te the gena gena te the gena naka te the gena naka te the gena gena te the gena. So those are the 2 that you want to hit there. So let's just look at this once more. Gena te the gena naka te the gena naka te the gena gena te the gena. So like that. So we'll look at the metronome once more. Gena tere gena naka tere gena naka tere gena gena tere gena. So you want to practice in first speed on the metronome and then second speed as well, so you get both those versions. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What am I playing here? Hare Krishna. I want to just practice here 1 sec. Alright, I just had to practice there for a little sec. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Then you segue back into first speed. Just had to practice with the metronome there for a minute just to get the right phrasing. But yeah, I strongly recommend practicing with the metronome and understanding how this then becomes 2s, 2s, and 2s, and how to play complicated mantras like this in first speed and double speed, and also in kirtan. In kirtan, these are a lot easier to play because you have a lot of kartals and a lot of beat there to rely on. In this particular case, when you're not really playing in a kirtan, you really want to use the metronome to make sure that you're on beat and know kind of what you're doing with these mantras, else you'll just play them and the whole kirtan will end because you'll be way out of taal. So we'll continue on. There's many more mantras. We're very close to getting into a lot of different dihas. I'm going to show, single version dihas, double speed dihas, all 3 different types of dihas, 4 Lofa taal, starting right from Hari Rama, which no one knows how to play, some with decorations and then a diha at the end, some with 3 parts of a diha starting from Hari Rama broken up into 3 large parts, some other different dihas and decorations, lots of different stuff coming up. So yeah, stay tuned. Hare Krishna, Jai Guranga, Jai Nishingadev.